What's up, guys? It is I, the mighty Greenchili, and today we're going to do an awesome Transmog Showcase. As your host, Greenchili will show you unique and special Transmog sets for you to farm or wear on your character. After all, I like making Transmog sets. It's what I enjoy, so be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's get started, shall we? Now, today's been a little weird week. I know people will be loving this, but I don't really give a shit. But here it is, the freaking Stormforge Seeker set. So yeah, this set is basically what you might be wanting to on your Draenei Shaman. And yes, I know you have fucking fish for fucking milk bags, but I don't give a shit anyways. I mean, who cares? But anyways, you got the nice little shoulders, which I do make sure matches with along with the, along with the kilt, because the kilt has sort of just had a little bit more, grayish bronze on there, kind of like wood almost. So I'm trying to make sure it kind of matches along with that. I have this nice little mask on, just to kind of sort of get that shaman feel, and plus it kind of looks like a Naru-looking helm, to be honest. Plus I got this nice little freaking shield, which definitely looks pretty much extra nice. Plus, I mean, it has horns, just like your Draenei. Who would have guessed? You also got this nice little mace, which is pretty crystalline, and plus it's blue, so it matches pretty decently. So yeah, this is a pretty good set. A great set for both male and female shamans alike. And yes, male shamans fucking can also show almost their nips at least. So yeah, it's not just for female shamans, it's males too. Get it right. Now, you might be wondering, how do you get this set? Well, today we're going to show you just that. So let's get started, shall we? First on our list is the helmet. This helmet is known as the Cruel Gladiator's Ringmail Helm. To get this, you must go all the way over to the very area we call the Broken Isles. Head on over to Dalaran, and once you go over there, make sure you get to the southern of, west of the freaking Greyfang Enclave. And once you go there, in the back side, you talk to a vendor named Lieutenant Studioz, and the person Studioz sells it for 12 marks of honor for the assembled set. Because after all, it doesn't sell the pieces, it just sells the whole thing, the whole gift. If you're wondering what the full set for the helmet came from, it's from this one, just in case you don't know. Plus it's Alliance, so that's your faction color there. So yeah, that's how you get the helm. And I'm wondering, what about the shoulder pads? Well, these nice little shoulder pads is actually called the one and only Shell Archer Spolars. And this could be dropped from like 3 dungeons. So let's go look over for at least one of them that has a lower drop rate, which is Blackroot Hold, which is located in the Broken Isles, and then head to Falshara, and then really all you have to do is go to the northeast, and then just where the Maiev and her brother's at, and you go to from the left side from your perspective, go to the down the stairs, and then once you go through the little tunnel, you'll find the entrance to the raid. When I say raid, I meant dungeon. So yeah, that's Blackroot Hold. Next, it would be the Archway, which is the second one, and then another one has the same drop, drop chance from over there. It could be from Darkheart Thickets, but first, let's check out Archway. The Archway is located in Suramar. Now, the Archway is essentially the east-south near the edge of the Suramar city. Although you have to go up the underground via the elevators you see inside the big building. And then once you go inside, make sure you head to the left side from the raid passage, which has some guards, blocking it. So go the opposite direction, go to the left side, and you'll find the entrance to the dungeon. Yep. And now you might be wondering, what will Darkheart Thickets? Well, back to Falshara. All you have to do is just make sure you go, well, let's say it's like to the east-north, near the corrupted tree. And it's on the left side port, you'll see like a little portal that has like a summoning stone onto the further right side. Because if you go to the left side, you get the raid, but obviously we're going for the dungeon, so you take the right side. So yeah, you might be wondering what bosses that drop it. We'll get there in a sec. Let's check over to here. Let's talk about Black Hold. Make sure this is on normal difficulty because that's basically the difficulty where you get the color. Otherwise, you get a different color of that. I'll show you in a sec. From the Algamon Souls, which has dropped the shoulders, which looks pretty nice freaking on your shaman, right? However, if you chose to do heroic mode instead, for whatever reason that is, then you get the different colors, and see, it doesn't match no more. So make sure you get the right difficulty, and the drop rate from this one is 2% drop rate. And now, for the next one is going to be the Archway, which is right here. The boss that definitely drops it is Nelaris, Nelterra, this spider boss. As much as people hate spiders, I actually do like spiders, so I might be the only one. This boss has a chance of dropping in for 3%, and you see it right here. Sadly, you can only do this like on Mythic mode, which is the closest you get to get this color. But Heroic mode, you get complete different colors, so do this on Mythic mode for this dungeon instead. It has a 3% drop rate. But if you're not into Mythic dungeons, then I said go to Dark Heart Thickets. This one you can go on normal mode, like no problem. Just be sure what boss you might be wondering. The sad part, you have to kill all the other bosses except for the dragon one, which the dragon one you can actually easily skip no problem. It's the Shade of Savius that you have to kill in order to get the shoulders. So yeah, the drop rate for this one is also 3%, the same as the Archway, except Archway is a little bit hard to access, especially since it's going to be Mythic. So be prepared when you're going inside the Dark Heart Thickets, and it's definitely going to be easier in BFA once you could just, you know, possibly solo it when wearing good gear and maybe in the right spec on the right class or whatever. So anyways, let's move forward. Let's talk about this very skimpy freaking robe, and then you also have the gloves. Well, to get these, luckily, it's in one freaking location, and that is the Heart of freaking Fear. And even by looking back at my script, yep, it's Heart of Fear. How to get to that? We gotta go back to everyone's second favorite expansion, the place that Asmongold freaking fap to every day, and that's over here in the Third Waste. All you have to do is just go slightly south, but it's definitely on the west side to a big tree. You see like a building entrance from the bottom. Once you go over there, that's where you basically find the raid entrance. So you need to go find it. So definitely go look and try to get to there. Now you might be wondering, so what bosses that drop the pieces? Which, it's true, you want to know, right? Well, luckily for you, I know where they're at. Or at least know who drops or whatnot. So let's go over here to Pandaria. Head over to Heart of Fear, little dungeon journal. Now, for the chest piece, which is the robe, there's two bosses that drop them, which is Garrelon. So Garrelon has a chance of dropping the robes. Make sure this is on normal mode, because if you do it in heroic mode version instead, then you will get the different color, which is red. And if you were doing LFR, it'd be green. So make sure you do this on normal mode. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the set piece in as 1025 man. So make sure you know what you're doing. Otherwise, if you're like me, you're just gonna probably fucked all over because, you know, you're a stupid idiot who didn't pay attention, right? So make sure you don't do that. Now, the next boss that you might be wondering would also drop it is the Grand Empress. This is required to beat all these other bosses. And yes, you have to do them in order. And then you get to the Grand Empress, and she has a chance of dropping the robe as a token. Yep, as a token. And the token has a 51% drop rate. The only problem is that the amber shaper boss fight is extremely stupid. What happens is this boss would actually have a chance of transforming you into one of his little constructs. And what happens is that if you don't really, you know, unable to do enough damage to the boss, then when your transformation of a robot of the little construction, little amber thingamajigs, expires, you die. Just imagine being a shaman or any class that just dies and then the fight resets. It's just really stupid. Even as a shaman, you have reincarnation to revive yourself when however way you die. It just sucks that it just happens. So make sure you have your damn friends coming over to help join the raid and kick this guy's ass. And then you can go to the Grand Empress. And that fight's more of a TPS race, while this one is required to kill him quickly enough to at least not get ambered unless you have friends over. Then you could basically just not have to worry too much other than worried about who has a res, right? That's the only thing. So that's that. Now the gloves, you'll be wondering, where do you get the gloves? Well, luckily, it's from the Wind Lord, the Blade Lord meant. The Blade Lord Tayak. This little bugger, which luckily it's after this first boss, which is not that hard really. This guy has a chance of dropping the gloves. These fairy gloves that you're looking at here looks pretty good, right? The drop rate for these gloves is no doubt about 120%. Yep. I wish I made this up, but it's true. What a weird percentage that's actually really high, and it is high as freak. So yeah, you get a higher chance of getting the gloves than the rest of the pieces, but regardless of the case, just good luck on your travels into the bug waste. I mean, I don't really, that against bugs, but I know people are not going to like the bugs, so good luck on that. But luckily, this one will not be too buggy, but it's definitely going to be somewhat, interesting, to go to. Sadly, there is no LFR version of the raid, from what I can tell, but if you're wondering what the raid entrance is at for the Nighthold, which that's as far as I can get, is you have to go all the way to everyone's best expansion, which is Legion, head to Stormforge, and then once you go over there, make sure you go to the east-south near the edge of the Stormforge city through the underground via elevators in the big building. And then you go to the right side once you go deep enough, and then you'll find some guards protecting the tunnel. Take the right side of that, and then as you play through them, then you find the entrance to the freaking dungeon. I meant raid. So until there's an LFR NPC, that's basically where I'm just giving a hint, just where the raid's at. So yeah, you might be wondering what boss that drops it on Legion. So far, the belt, which there's two bosses that drop it on Nighthold. One is a literal the Spellblade guy, or girl I meant. Sorry. Yeah, let's make sure. So yeah, an LFR. She has a chance of dropping the belt, which is a whopping 20%. The one that has a slightly higher percentage would be the trash mobs, with one of the trash being the Stormforge Seeker being the easiest and has the highest, able to get that belt beyond equipped for 26 gold. I'm sure it costs like about 1,000 gold if you were to go to the auction house, and probably more expensive, depends on how rare it is, let alone it's item level good to for raiding. But I'm certain it'll slowly decrease once BFA is out and once everyone's interested in BFA gear and not give it a fuck about Legion gear. I mean, that's for progression. I mean, unless you have ults, I mean, where the odds are people are going to make ults, especially when their archer weapons are disabled. So there's that. So yeah, next on here is this nice looking mace. This mace could look like it cracked your little teeth. It does. This mace, it's called the Joel Groom's Frozen Mace. This frozen mace can be dropped from Rigon, a boss from the Gate of Setting Suns. To get to that, you must go to everyone's second favorite expansion, Pandaria, and then make sure you go over here to the Felter Blossoms, and all you have to do is go to the west-south of the zone to the big tower on that's a part of the whole big wall of China. Want to be for Pandoria's version of it. And once you go to that little tower that's pointing to the south from the map's point of perspective, that's where the entrance is at. Once you go inside, all you have to do is take down one boss, but sadly you have to go through other bosses first because it's pretty linear. But sadly, so far, at least at the moment with BFA, one of the bosses got bugged. So hopefully, if you're by yourself, maybe if you're max level, you can blaze through the whole damn dungeon. So let's see, where is it? Oh, there is Sitting Gun, Say Sun, because this boss will freaking despawn for no reason, while the other one is already dead, which is kind of weird. I don't know about this, what happens to this guy, but I never know you have to kill him because he's blocking the way. And then once you get to Reagan, all you have to do is really get to the cannons, punch in the face a bunch of times, break his shell, and then DPS him down quickly, and then he's dead. And he has a chance of dropping the mace. The mace that you've been wanting. Right here. And the chance of dropping it is a whopping 6%. Which is not that bad. Although, if you're not lucky to get it on the first run, luckily there's an entrance, next to the final boss, so this will allow you to freaking, redo it without having to go walk out, walk around the whole rooms, and then walk out the entrance, reset, and then luckily you don't have to do that. It's just one big circle, a big circle jerk, if you want to be extremely honest. So that's that. Now, you might be wondering, what about the shield? Which, that's true, what about the shield? Luckily, it's from a raid that everyone hates. And that is, which is the Ice Crown Citadel. This damn shield can be found all the way to Northrend. And all you have to do is just make sure you go to Ice Crown, make sure you head to the south, to the inside of the entrance, near where some Evan Blade and Archer and Crusader NPCs are charging into the entrance. And if you see them charging the entrance, that's where you need to go. So, once you go over there, you're able to find your way inside, and then you want to be wondering what difficulty you have to do this on. Well, for what I can recommend so far, make sure you do this on 10 men, 10 men version at least. So that way you can guarantee getting the shield, because the drop rate and the colors is all completely different. See, 10 men, normal mode. And all you have to do is to defeat, these two of these bosses, and then you take on this boss, which is the High Overlord Sourfang. And his drop rate is a whopping, at least unknown for the moment, but I'm pretty sure once I, more information gets, about the drop rate, I'm pretty sure it's pretty much average, along with the other loot. It could be randomized, who freaking knows, but I know when it comes to personal loot, you might get a higher chance since it's a shield with has a chance of getting intellect. You can see right there, it has intellect. So you can get it pretty easily, but of course, if it wasn't for the stat change, it would have been often used for tanks. So it has strength. So be thankful that you can have a chance of getting it, in case you're running with some friends or whatever. So yeah, that's basically about it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time guys, peace out.